Hi, this is Mrs. Nagayama, your biology teacher, and this recording will help you with the Unit 2 test prep. So this whole entire review is going to be exact questions from the test, so it would be very beneficial for you to listen to this as well as review past quizzes before taking your test. Alright, so here let's start off with an easy one. Which type of macromolecule is the sugar fructose? So if you remember from our first quiz, we talked about the sugar fructose. So I'll go ahead and show you the slide. So here's the slide that shows you examples of carbohydrates. Anything that ends in OSE tends to be a carbohydrate. So that's a really quick trick you can remember when you're taking the test. So glucose, fructose, sucrose, those are all examples of carbohydrates. So the best answer for this question would be C, carbohydrate. Fructose with the OSE at the end is a form of carbohydrate. All right, now let's go over starch. So we know that starch is made up of lots and lots of glucose molecules. Each of these orange molecules are what we represent as a glucose molecule. And starch actually has lots of branching. So you see it's not just one straight line, but it branches off of the sides. This allows for enzymes to come in and break down and digest the starch at more places. It doesn't just have to break down the starch in one line, but it can come in at multiple angles, which is really great. When starch is broken down, we see that each little orange molecule then represents a glucose, right? So we store our glucose as starch, we break it down, and now they're just individual glucose molecules. So this question focuses on the structure of a starch molecule. So which statement best explains how the structure of a starch molecule relates to the function of the molecule? So this question is asking, what does the branching structure do? Does it make the molecule stronger? Does it have more chemical bonds? Does it contain bonds that are harder to break? Or does it provide more points where enzyme digestion can take place and release glucose molecules? Let's take a look. It says here in the previous slide that it allows for enzymes to come in and break down or digest the starch at more places. So the branching allows for the enzymes to come in and break the glucose down at a faster rate than if it was all just in a straight line. So the best answer for this question would be D. A branching structure provides many points where enzyme digestion can take place and release glucose molecules. All right, now let's go over amino acid structure. So amino acid structure, remember, has the same amino group, which is highlighted in blue on the left, a carboxyl group, which is highlighted in green, and a hydrogen group, which is highlighted in purple. But amino acids actually differ only by their R group, so we call that a variant. The thing that's different or makes the amino acid unique compared to other amino acids. So we see in glycine there's a hydrogen, and in alanine we have a CH3, which is a methyl group. This question from the Unit 2 test is asking you about the R group. Which of the following best describes the R group? Is it what stabilizes the amino acid? Does it help the amino acid replicate? Does it give the amino acid unique characteristics? Or is it the same in all amino acids? So we know it definitely isn't the same, right? But I don't think we talked much about if it stabilizes the amino acid or if it allows it to replicate. The big thing about the R group that we stressed was that it's different. It's different. Each amino acid has a different R group. So the best answer for this question would be C. The R group gives the amino acid unique characteristics. Because it's different for every single amino acid type, it allows each amino acid to have its unique characteristics. All right, so you've already seen this graph as well. Remember when we talked about how enzymes speed up reactions? We talked about that hill. Enzymes lower that hill, and that hill represents activation energy. Activation energy is the energy that it takes to start a reaction. So by lowering that hill or lowering that activation energy, we speed up the reaction. So how do enzymes speed up reactions? By lowering the activation energy. So here's a sample question. What statement best explains how enzymes speed up chemical reactions? We just went over this, and so you should be able to answer this, but in case you forgot, how do enzymes speed up reactions? They do it by lowering that hill or lowering that activation energy. So the best answer for this question would be enzymes lower the activation energy of a reaction. So that would be C. All right, and then here's some review on nucleic acids. Remember, there are two types of nucleic acids. They both carry information for building and maintaining structures. DNA is more of the permanent genetic material, and RNA is more of the temporary one that's involved in making proteins. DNA has two strands, RNA has one. DNA is in the nucleus, whereas RNA starts in the nucleus and goes into the cytoplasm. DNA has a longer lifespan, whereas RNA gets degraded after its function, which is making protein, is done. So which statement best describes the role in DNA in the body? Does it build proteins from amino acids? Does it provide long-term energy storage? Does it contain genetic information? Or does it speed up chemical reactions? So going back to this table, we see that the function of DNA is that it's the permanent genetic material for the cell. So the best answer for this question would be C, it contains genetic information. Okay, that concludes our review for the Unit 2 test. Please make sure that you don't just jump into the Unit 2 test, but that you review before you take it. You can review your past quizzes and past sections in Unit 2. Remember that for Unit 2, the Unit 2 test, you can retake it as many times as you want. The Unit 2 test, you should aim to get at least a 60% because that's what a passing grade is in the class. If you have any questions, please email me or contact me, and I'll be more than happy to send you more resources.